welcome back to Unity of Command 2. We're going to be picking up our West save and going into the first conference. I've actually recorded this part a few times, so I'm actually on my third save file, so things will be slightly different from how we left it after Husky. Of course, the big thing was that we finished. I'm going to get rid of this card right here, and I think we have 200 prestige, so I'm either going to get the bomber or the Lancaster. But first, let's go ahead and upgrade our HQs. Let's make sure that we're all set there. But yeah, as I was saying, you might notice a few things different. The big thing is, of course, we got all gold stars. We had some slightly different bonus objectives that we got in this save. Like we did get the airport in Husky, but we missed one prior bonus objective. Okay, so I wanted to increase the range and movement here because it starts very, very low for the 5th Army. Once you're up in, the 10 range, I don't think you really need to increase it anymore. 8 is pretty good too. Let's see, I want entrenchment. We don't have to have it, but it'll be helpful. And, okay, we have 50 prestige left. We don't really need to save much prestige because we're essentially doing a naval invasion. Okay, so I did want to get trucks here, because we might need that during the alternate history, the second alternate history mission after these 3 missions. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get this. I don't think we've seen that yet, but we'll see what that looks like, because we actually get one here, whether we get the card or not. Alright, so now we're in Avalanche. One thing that was different is we did lose the British Airborne during this save. And the reason I'm doing multiple saves is just because of some audio lag. So if you do get some audio lag, I'm trying to space things out to avoid that. Okay, let's distribute what we can. So of course we can only distribute to these units because we have a naval invasion up here, and then we have British Airborne up here, but they're obviously out of range. So yeah, I think I'm going to put everything into that unit. We do have UK infantry we can distribute. We might as well do that, and that unit's going to be around for a while. Okay, so let's go ahead and move our HQ up, just because, and that will handle our our setup phase anyway. Okay, we actually want to take our tanks up here instead of this unit, just because our tanks are going to get out in front, and of these 4 units, they're the only ones that really have much of a chance of actually getting in combat. Yeah, I'll take 1 infantry unit head over there. Okay, these guys were supposed to take this objective next turn, I believe. No, we're this turn. So what we're going to do actually is look at who we can deploy, and we see that there's another unit that can get deployed here. I believe that is a lower experience unit, or a regular unit. So, okay, actually they are... Okay, so they're not regular, they're veterans. So actually it would have been better to use them to take the airfield. But I saw those 3 pips and thought, maybe it'll be worth it. Okay. So yeah, if we attacked with this unit instead, we probably would have taken no damage. But that's fine. Again, I don't really care about any losses to airborne, because when we get them in the next scenario, which is Normandy, they'll be actually dropping via parachute. And when they do that, they're always full strength, although their experience level might be lower. Okay, I think we're good with our first turn. We could distribute trucks, but we don't need to. We'll just go ahead and distribute that HQ. Okay, so we do get a reward, so we'll just exchange those. Alright, unfortunately this attack right here, yeah, I've never really seen it happen without that unit getting cornered. So I mean, I guess that's intended, but of course because of where that unit is, and that you don't have any extra tiles, there's never going to be a place where that unit can retreat. Unfortunately, it's weird when you're out of, or when all of your units or all of your steps are suppressed, then getting back in supply, or getting in supply, doesn't resolve those steps being suppressed. You know, which makes sense, but of course when you're out of supply and you do that, then you're instantly, you know, all of them are unsuppressed. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and bomb these guys. We don't really need to worry about any flanks except for this one. So I'm just gonna, you know, kind of take my time. Let's see, we can deploy British Airborne, or 82nd Airborne. So do that, but no reason to, you know, do anything nuts here. We're just slowly going to push in. Hopefully we'll get Napoli either next turn or the turn after. Yeah, no point doing any suicidal charges. Alright, so we did want to get our tanks up first instead of infantry because we had just enough movement points to cut off the supply right here. Because there is that unit. We're actually not going to attack him, we're just going to wait for him to be out of supply. We shouldn't manually supply that unit though. Yeah, and otherwise we're just moving our HQ up as far as we can. Okay, so we're supposed to take out this town on this turn, yeah. So we'll go ahead and use naval bombardment. Don't really need to, but it has a far greater chance of success than bombs. I'd use this unit instead of this unit, which I usually do. I don't think we would have taken any losses, so that was my mistake. Okay, we do still have bombers. And that will end the turn. Although, yeah, we do have trucks, so we'll do that. Okay, now we're set to end turn. So I'm not putting trucks anywhere else because we're generally on rail lines. So when you're 100% on a rail line, yeah, there's really no point in adding trucks. Yeah, the only issue here is we have this unit is out of supply, but we have their trucks, so not really concerned. And now they're back on a rail, so we're all set. Alright, again, we're trying to get our tanks up as quickly as possible, just so that we can have them do something. Alright, unfortunately this tank is being a little annoying. We do have British armors drop, yep. And for some reason this HQ has a Churchill. So I don't know if I've mentioned that you can only deploy steps based on nationality, but it's really inconvenient when an HQ of one nationality gets steps of another nationality. Sometimes you can deploy them, sometimes you can't. Alright, we do not want this unit getting attacked. I'm just moving up slowly to cut off supply here. That'll be helpful. But we definitely want to give them a distraction. And hopefully if they do target anyone, it'll be that unit. Which we also don't want to get attacked, but it's not the end of the world if that one does. Alright, we only have a few opportunities for naval bombardment. Perfect. And unfortunately that unit cannot move. This Ranger force is a one-off unit. All Ranger units are one-off units that I've seen. I believe there are two. But we're just going to have Knight go ahead and entrench next turn. But I think we're good with this turn, other than these guys need to move up. So we do not want to lose this unit. You know, you never really want to lose a unit. Again, I mentioned paratroopers not really being a big deal if you do lose them, but we still want to be a little bit cautious. And if we lose one of these two units, we want it to be that one, since it's a one-off unit. Alright, so we still have plenty of bombs that we could drop. I'm tempted to do it right here. Yeah, so even if we got a sitting ruins there, it'd be fine, really. I think I'll just go ahead and drop those. We didn't really need to do that, but no other target. Alright, I don't know why I clicked wave there. Yeah, so that's unfortunate, but it did take 2 units to do that. as opposed to the one unit they would have needed against the fully suppressed unit. Okay, so I mean we're doing good on our objectives despite that being a bad turn. So we still have 4 to get Foggia, and then these optional objectives, which really are just primary objectives in the next scenario, if I recall correctly. That's typically what the lettered objectives mean when you're not in a mission where those lettered objectives are part of the alternate history scenarios. Okay, but we have cut off their supply there. And okay, this unit is still in supply because of these trucks right there. But anyway, we can ignore this tank now for the most part and just come up here. Actually, I should not have done that. Yeah, I should attack with these tanks instead. So that was my mistake, but we still have movement points, so not a big deal. Okay, we're going to move these guys back and move these guys forward, again, just in case they get attacked. I think we need to put a lot of bombs on this unit. Perfect. Would have been nice to get an overrun there. I don't think there's a way that we can get this unit onto this tile to attack. So that unit will be in supply next turn. Oh yeah, we do need to go back here and just screen, make sure that this tank cannot go up and get those trucks. I kind of forgot about these units down here, but again, them getting in combat other than that one unit is pretty unlikely. Okay, so we still have Saturation Strike. So Saturation Strike, what it does is it damages the unit on the tile and potentially damages any unit on surrounding tiles. So obviously it's good when units are stacked together, but I'm just going to hold tight because we only get one of them. We don't get one per turn. Alright, that's fine. That's not as fine, but again, not a huge deal. I'm not sure if that truck can take the optional objectives over here, but yeah, we do get some infantry coming in here. So unfortunately we lost those units, but again, not a big deal. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use air attacks again on the city. So you only want to use air attacks on a city if you can still attack it, even if it's in ruins. So that unit is pretty weak, so it wasn't really a big deal if we did get city in ruins. Okay, but I think we're pushing here, and I don't think there are any units left that can stop us, so we'll just keep moving up slowly but surely. Yeah, Napoli as well. Obviously that's primary objective, and if we lost it, you know, we'd have to restart. But we don't need to defend it at this point because we have, you know, all the bridges taken care of. And also, yeah, I just know this from playing it previously, but we also know that from our intel, I guess. That there are just no units in here left that can really do damage to us. Alright, but let's keep moving these units up. Chances are, again, that they'll do nothing. So, I mean, we could just leave them down there. We would want to, of course, repair that bridge, but since there's a unit on the other side, we're not able to do that. So, we'll just construct some bridges. They're probably going to destroy that one, but at least we'll have some means of getting over there. And I guess I'll just move my HQ up as well. So, Solon turn. Yeah, so it's actually kind of good that this unit went so far, because now we're in a much better place to attack them. and no losses because they had so many suppressed steps. Okay, let's see. We still have one truck, but I don't actually need that anywhere right now. Alright, keep moving the boys up. Okay, so they did not destroy either bridge. This is going to be our best approach. Obviously, you get penalties attacking across a river, so whenever you can go around it like that, that's ideal. Alright, so we have 2 turns after this to finish up the bonus objectives. It doesn't matter if we take Casino here, because they're going to have it in the next scenario. Oh yeah, we do have Indian infantry over here. Pretty much all the British infantry is just not useful. At least the British infantry under the British HQ. We do have a couple British units under US 5th, if I recall correctly. I believe this one is. Yeah. So they are in a place where they can attack. Alright, let's go ahead and build a bridge right here. I probably should have stopped... Well, yeah, actually, it was a good position here, but I was going to say we probably should have stopped where we could hop onto this tile, but we didn't, so... I'm going to use bombers here. And we could use that saturation strike, but I think I'll just use that on Ortona. Because I think we'll be able to get up there with only 1 unit. I'll use that next turn, though, because I want our better armored unit to be able to attack as well. We should move these guys up, though. Okay, again, we have all of these units. But I think we're set there. So yeah, our next turn is our last turn, so we need objectives. Okay, so I'm going to move back, then I'm going to saturation strike, and now, okay, maybe we didn't really need to do that, but we have it, so why not? A little bit of lag there, which was odd. Okay, so let's keep moving in here. We do have our bombers still. Yep, so all we need to worry about are those prisoners. So, yeah, very unfortunate there. Let's see, we do have a naval unit that we could put in, but... yeah, so unfortunately we're not going to get that bonus objective just because of the prisoners there. It's not worth restarting, it's really not a big deal, and it's actually probably better that we do not get this objective, just because if we start on that objective, we're going to definitely get attacked, whereas if we're the ones attacking, it's actually a little bit easier. So I think we're good with that. I'm sure I'll mention this, but whenever you have the 3 prisoner unit on a tile or an HQ on a tile, then, well, where it's on an objective, that can be very, very frustrating. Unfortunately, that's what we saw there. Okay, but now we're in Volturno line. So if we had Breach, then we would actually start at Breach. Unfortunately, we start without this objective, but we do only need it by turn 3. So that's fine. And actually all of our units are within range of our HQ. So one problem with the bonus objectives is that if we take them, then these bridges get destroyed. Well, yeah, that bridge is destroyed, that bridge is destroyed. And all of the units that we have up here are out of range of our HQ, and we would not be able to deploy steps onto them. Okay, that said, let's go ahead and deploy the steps that we have. I know Canadian Armored will be around for a while. It says New Zealand is going to be around longer, but I know that with some of the alternate history scenarios, we do have Canadian Armored showing up a lot. So I'm going to beef them up a lot. New Zealand Armored, I also know that they're going to be around for a while. Let's see, we'll get them another Commando and a Daimler. One is Maoris and one is Commandos, so slightly different stats. This unit is a one-off unit, so I think we're all good with our British Army. Let's see, we still do have steps we could deploy, so I'll do that. Okay, we definitely want to beef up this unit. And of course, because it's a British unit under US command, we can only deploy certain steps to it. Okay, I think that'll be good. We could get one more step up there, but I think we need to beef up these guys. So for whatever reason, we have some specialist steps that we can deploy. Okay, all the rest are US. Let's get them up to full strength. Let's get these guys to full strength. It's always tempting to, of course, deploy steps on an airborne unit, but never really a good idea. Oh yeah, and these guys are under British command, which is just inconvenient. Okay, I think truck or supply-wise to consolidate. Normally we want to consolidate right in here, but since we have 3 remaining with these 2 deployed, I'll just sit tight. Okay, so we cannot beef up that unit. All of our other specialist steps, I mean, we could put one right here. I'm actually going to... Oh, we cannot afford additional artillery. But I like having 2 artillery as opposed to 2 tanks. Because if you can have a lot of artillery on a unit, you do even better in some scenarios. Yeah, let's go ahead and give anti-tank 20. Expensive more than... actually, we can afford 2. Perfect. Alright, I think that'll do our setup. So that was a bit for setup, but we want to make sure we're full strength here. You know, as I mentioned, we need to push in here and breach Gustav line. Alright, a bit surprising that that's rear guard. Alright, so we could push in here, but we want to wait for our tanks. So I'm just going to bring guys up. Of course, we cannot feint attack across rivers. It's very inconvenient. It makes sense, but it's very inconvenient for this mission and the next mission. Alright, this... just fine. Okay, so we have engineers. Who can we deploy that to? Let's give that to the Indian infantry. And unfortunately, you can see there's mud everywhere. That's a big theme in Italy. Weather. Which again is accurate. Okay, so we want to get our tanks in here, and then we want to repair that bridge if we can next turn. Obviously we want to get up here and get the bonus objective if we can. Yeah, actually Gustav line, that might be the primary objective on the next scenario after this. Keep track all the time. Right, let's move our units up. This unit, I'm just going to bring it back over towards its HQ, because being away from your HQ, especially when we're dealing with a lot of, can mean that your unit is pretty much useless. But it's not a big deal. we moved up about as far as we can. We do still have bombers, so let's go ahead and try that here. Alright, no doubt. Another rear guard. Interesting. Alright, so we want to get command points if we can. So maybe we can take one of the primary objectives on this turn. Okay, unfortunately we don't have good options for this tank. Alright, slightly better. Still not great though. Okay, we're out. So yeah, we need it by next turn, so we don't have to push it right now. Definitely tempted though to get some of these bombers out. I think I'll do that. Ideally you want to deploy bombers on your first turn if you're going to deploy it. Because of course you get one per turn. Good here. Okay. Unfortunately, yeah, we still don't have any good options. So we want to use feint attack or ideally attack. But we need artillery. It gets suppressed on movement unless it's a priest. So we're just going to have to sit tight for now. And unfortunately we're just out of command points. So I think I'm just going to sit with these guys and have them just hang out. Let's definitely put some more trucks down though. We don't need all of these trucks anymore. I'll go ahead and move my HQs up. I don't really need to, but just to make sure that we're in the right place. So unfortunately we can't take any objectives, so we'll just pick that upgrade. I don't really use the destroy bridges option. Obviously the CPU does a lot. Okay, so this unit is cut off because it was behind or in front of that destroyed bridge. Perfect. That bonus objective. And unfortunately we cannot repair that bridge, which we really need to do to get up to breach Gustav line. So what I'm going to do is have these guys cross so that they can attack next turn. And we'll go ahead and make a bridge just to make sure we're all set up there. But of course we need to focus on our primary objective. And now we're all set. So now all of these units should be out of supply. Yeah, except for this unit right here, which is getting supply from these trucks. Okay. We need as much artillery up front as we can. And otherwise we'll just screen with these units and make sure that this unit cannot attack. I did not mean to attack there. Just misclicked. Yeah, at least we're making some progress in here. Not that it matters, but that we're getting the XP for it. Okay, breached is good. And now we're ready to start attacking Beskara next turn, hopefully. Oh, actually, yeah, if we can clear out that tank, that's going to be very important. So unfortunately we cannot follow up our attack with another attack. But we want to be able to attack from two sides if we possibly can. Let's see what our supply situation is. Okay, we do need trucks here now. Otherwise, I'm actually going to put more trucks right here because I want to make sure that this unit stays in supply. Since we put the bridge down, that's going to help with supply. but it's still, you know, on its own. A bit odd that they attacked the tanks there. It is the primary objective, but all of their other units are out of supply, so there was no way for them to follow that up. Okay, so we might be able to breach Gustav line next turn, which we definitely need for the next mission, if I'm recalling everything correctly, because that'll put us in a much better position. Okay, so we have some 0-1s already. That's perfect. And we're not on our last turn, so one more turn after this to get those bonus objectives. We can just take our time. Alright, still 1-1. Not great. And we're out of command points as well, so we'll just wait for next turn. Alright, there's really no harm in using bombers when someone is on a tile that's not a city. Let's see, we could actually entrench with our tanks here. I think that's not a bad idea, but I think our tanks are going to be much more useful going up here, because we can just swap in this other elite unit, and we're all good. Alright, no need to attack here. I want to make sure that these guys don't do anything crazy, but since we have them pretty much surrounded, I think we're good. So we'll just move everyone up as much as we can. And since they're out of supply, I'm pretty sure when they're at this level, or at least the next turn, they should not be able to cross the river, if I recall correctly. So let's sit tight and move to next turn. Alright, moment of truth. They're cornered, perfect. Okay, so now we can focus as much firepower as we can over here. Nice. So I actually want to keep pushing here. You know, one is XP, obviously. But mainly I just want to make sure that if they do counterattack, that they have to go through a few units. Okay, no need to attack. I am going to entrench here. We could not entrench last turn because you need full movement to do it. And these guys, I'm actually going to put them on rear guard just to avoid additional losses. But yeah, worst case scenario is they attack one of these two tiles and we have to retreat from it. But with entrenchment there and with a strong tank here, we should be alright. Okay, perfect. Alright, now we'll move on to Monte Cassino. All of our attacks right here, you can see, are just suicide. If we could somehow get those tanks over, I think that would be worth it. We still have 3-0. That's unfortunate. So I think I'm just going to start using artillery here. Okay, nice. Yeah, so you can see that we're doing some kind of suicidal things here, but we have to. We could bring these tanks up, but we don't have enough movement left. Alright, so I think we're going to have to restart this mission. But we need Casino on this turn. So this is, again, just luck, really. Alright, we did get a breach. That's good. Another breach. Okay. We're doing alright. 1-0 is not good. I'll drop air supply. Alright, they're still not looking great. Let's risk this. Okay. 2 suppressed, good. Okay, so I think our only option is retreating here and here and trying this. Okay, so they are cornered now, so that's good. Yeah, what we really need is to get this unit somewhere they can, but unfortunately we can't do that, so yep, we'll have to retry. So we're ready to start attempt 3. The good thing about the Gold Star run is that if we go back to campaign map, we can restart scenario. We take a little score hit, so we lost 34 score there, so we're probably down about 100, as this is our 3rd attempt. Alright, but we're ready to get started, so we're using the same strategy we've been using. 3rd time is a charm in my experience. We'll see how this one goes. The big issue is getting casino by turn 3. That's very tough. Alright, we do have time to distribute some steps here. So we're going to choose this a little bit, so we can see that we have 5 steps over here. So I'm going to swap out 1 unit, or 1 step, and I'm going to put down 3 artillery and swap out 2 of those. Yeah, that's right. Give them 1 more, and then we do have... Okay, actually I swapped out a bit too many there, but we should be good with that. Okay, so what we're going to do on the first turn is drop some artillery to these guys, which are right now out of our range because of that bridge. Alright, let's also distribute some rangers. And, okay, we can distribute some artillery. And I like putting tanks on the French units because French infantry generally starts with tanks for whatever reason. Okay, I think we're good with our current setup. We don't really care about these guys up here. Actually, we should change our supply situation. So normally I do like consolidating supply, but here, since we don't care about these guys, I'm just going to drop 1 for them, and that'll be fine. Okay, we're ready to get started. Well, actually, hold on 1 sec. Let's see, is there anything else we could buy for these guys? We can do a priest, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll swap it out first turn. Yeah, let's see, we have 1 UK infantry, so we'll give them UK infantry here, and that should finish all of our, you know, kind of cheesy swapping. Alright, so let's finish up that cheese. So we have this priest. I wasn't able to swap it because it does take command points to swap. We're going to deploy that priest on this unit. Let's see, it looks like we have to wait 1 turn for that to happen. Yeah, okay. But we have a lot of artillery, British artillery, that we can distribute. So of course, steps are restricted on nationality. So that's why we had to do it with this unit, and that's why we had to make sure that we distribute those over here, because these are all British units under US command, whereas these are all... Because actually French units use US steps, more or less, except for infantry, but for special steps. Alright, so we're good distributing. We'll drop these. I haven't explained how these card units work. Basically, so long as they don't die in the mission that they're deployed in, then you can flip that card over at the next conference and use them in one of the missions after the following conference. Okay, we're good with our distribution here. We're going to drop these paratroopers on Route 6. We could actually use scout planes to make sure there are no units there, but I'll show you why we're doing that here shortly. Well, first off, so here's their supply lines. What we really want to do is get Casino out of supply and start making some inroads there if we can. Alright, so we want more command points. Ideally what we would do is somehow get past all these units and come around, but I think what we're going to have to do is go across this river. Because of course going across the river we cannot feint. So our only options are these two, which both use artillery, and both would potentially result in a city in ruins. And if that happens, we're done in this scenario. Okay, we do have some naval bombardment though, which is the best bombardment in the game. other than the German side anyway. I am going to go ahead and risk Saturation Strike here. Hopefully at worst it'll just suppress our units. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, these guys have a decent attack here, so I might just do this. Yeah, so now they're fully suppressed. So now our tanks can move up here. Okay, nice. So unfortunately they can't go past this tank, at least right now, past these infantry. So we're doing alright, but we still have 2 bombers, so I'm going to use that on this unit. Alright, perfect. So now we are able to push in here. And that means that supply-wise... So first we took this tile, which would cut off the trucks right here, and that's why they were cut off. But since we took those trucks and now we've cut off Casino fully, we can start making some inroads in here. Unfortunately, we're out of command range, so I can try putting down a bridge, but since these are mountain tiles, we're never going to be in command range, no matter what we do. So we might try some artillery here and there, but yeah, if somehow we can get a good attack right here, that'd be ideal. Alright, let's move our units over. Oh yeah, and I could have deployed some infantry for this unit, which I didn't do. Okay, and we'll go ahead and just see what we can get up here. We're really just doing that for XP, and it paid off somewhat. Yeah, we're not going to have enough prestige to get command points, so we'll just do that. And we have these Polish infantry, which are very good. They look a little bit like the Canadian infantry. Of course, they start out elite. Alright, so we're all set with our first turn. We do have some trucks. Yeah, you know what? We'll just go ahead and deploy 4 here and just not worry about reserve, since we're more or less on rail. Okay, so we're probably going to use or lose that paratrooper. Alright, I guess not. So normally they do attack that paratrooper and kill it. And if they do that, they usually move this tank off, which can free up this push. But as is, I think we're just kind of out of luck. We do have air supply, which means we can supply any out-of-supply unit on the map. Yeah, so unfortunately we're out of HQ range. I'm going to try doing set piece. I think that's a little bit better than using suppressing fire. Yeah, unfortunately we're still at 3-0, so I'm just going to keep trying set piece. Yeah, actually we're out of red command points, so I'm going to risk it and use bombers. The reason we're doing that is we really need it next turn, and at full entrenchment there's just no dice. Okay, luckily, alright, so they're breached now. We still don't have good attacks here, but hopefully we will next turn. Let's see if we can push a little bit right here. Yeah, we're out of command points, so that's not going to happen. Alright, so let's just start moving up with these guys. Alright, right there I just linked up everything, so we at least get some supply going in here from our trucks. Yeah, but I think we're stuck with where we are right now. Yeah, we could still work on Monte Cassino a little bit, since they are out of supply. But I think we're just going to have to focus on Casino. Let's go ahead and move these guys up here, just so that we can get these guys in. Actually, no, I take that back. Can we... Yeah, so we could emergency supply them. But as is, I think they're going to be out of supply next turn, yeah. So we'll have to figure something out for that. Alright, but up here we can keep pushing. Just milking that XP. Yeah, us crossing the bridge here doesn't matter, because of course, you know, there's no objectives up here, no way to get up there. Alright, we're good with that turn. so moment of truth. Can we get casino or not? Okay, we got a 2-0. That's okay. I'm gonna again risk using bombers. Wow, okay. Alright, that's what we needed. Yeah, now they're cornered, and yeah, really we just need folks with the, or units with the Gourmet specialists, special forces, because they typically have the ability to not have penalties when they're crossing a river. Alright, so that's the hard part. That's what makes this the first hard mission, really, when you're doing the Gold Star run, is just casino. Now that we have it, we don't really care about the rest of this mission. Of course, we need to get these guys still out of supply, ideally. So let's see what we can do there. And we need to push as much as we can right here. Let's see, we do have, yep, U.S. infantry, which we can deploy. Oh yeah, and these guys are still in supply, so we need to move into here if we can. Then again, we don't care about these units. What we really care is Monte Cassino, and it is still out of range of this supply truck. So we'll just take our time, work in. We have, 3 more turns after this. So absolutely no rush. Alright, supply-wise, I'm going to get rid of these now. Oh, and we do need to repair this bridge. Pretty desperately, really. Alright, no one we can put in supply, so we'll just, let's just see if there's any more suppressive fire we could do. No. Might as well do a bridge there. That'll get some tanks up here. But otherwise, we're just going to move up. And actually, these guys, I really should keep them just on Anzio, just in case. But I think it's fine where it is. Alright, and again, just sit tight up here. No need to lose any steps there. Alright, we are going to lose that paratrooper unit. So I don't care about that, because it's a one-off paratrooper unit, but generally with paratroopers, especially card paratroopers, I usually just pick a specific mission that I want to use them in, drop them in a supply line without another unit on it, and just use that to keep their supplies, or keep their units out of supply. Okay, we do need Monte Cassino, but there's no rush in getting it. Let's go ahead and put down 1 truck there. And now all these guys should be in supply, but let's get supplies right here. That should cover our advance into Rome. And we can manually supply these guys. Yeah, unfortunately these units are pretty weak. So once we get past Casino, that's when it turns from a very hard mission to a very easy mission. And again, I just don't care about these units. They can stay alive for as long as they want. It really doesn't have any impact on whether we complete this mission. Actually, I should be doing that on Monte Cassino. I mean, they'll be out of steps next turn. Yeah. But Monte Cassino is something that we have to get along with Rome. So we just want to be a little bit cautious and make sure that we do in fact get it. But these French units, they're pretty good. Yeah. Unfortunately, because of the entrenchment of those units, of course they keep entrenchment even when they're suppressed. Yeah, I should not have attacked with these guys. But those losses for these French units aren't a big deal. Okay, so we can go up and get this supply. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, actually, as soon as we cut off this rail, then, Yeah, these guys should all be out of supply. So we can at least get some XP. Alright, but we need to move as much or as many units up as we can, because we really need to get a bunch of people who can use feint attacks next turn, because of course feint attacks are what you want to use against a city as much as you can. Wow, so our first suppressive fire on that city got it in City in Ruins, and that's just RNG, so we got very lucky with Casino, and unlucky on that one unnamed city. Okay, I think we've moved up as far as we can. Little graphical bug right there. Yeah, so of course by the time that we get these guys all out of supply, it'll be the end of the mission already. Now let's just suppress these guys, discourage them from attacking us. And again, we do not want to use bombers on Rome. We might have to, but we want to avoid it as long as we can. So, feint attack, 1-1, pretty good odds there, but better as a feint. And of course you can feint without artillery, which, you know, you cannot do suppressive fire, that sort of stuff. Okay, so we're still just at 1-1s. These guys will have 1 movement point left, so we'll try this. Oh, and we're out of command points for feints. So yeah, I'm gonna risk bombers here. Okay, very lucky. So we still don't have great attacks, but this one's okay. Okay, perfect. So we don't need to attack here. So I'm just going to hold on to this tile, because they're going to be very hesitant to attack an elite tank across the river. Alright, these guys are all out of supply now, which it would have been nice if we got it earlier, but completely unimportant for Gold Star and for what we're doing. Let's see if we can push a little bit. Again, just because we have the command points to spare. I think that's fine. We'll just leave it as is. Alright, so we did need Monte Cassino and Rome, and we needed that for the alternate history scenario. Alright, so I'll go ahead and do the conference, because I just want to wrap up our conference just to show a couple things. So one is, of course, that we got our naval landing unit back. I really, really wish I could get 82nd Airborne right now, because I love having airborne card units. But as is, what we need to do is do rush for the Apennines, approved plan, and, well, here. So if we just do hold north of Rome, right, we get the historical scenario, which is just more slog. But if we do rush for the Apennines, that puts us on the alternate history path. Unfortunately, unlike the German alternate history path, which you just need one objective, really, and then you can just continue on the alternate history path throughout, here we have to approve the alternate history path numerous times as we go. Alright, but we have 55 prestige left. What we need to do is upgrade all of our Northern European armies. So these armies are going to be doing the Normandy beach landings. These armies will continue in the Mediterranean. We've already beefed them up a bit, and we do have motor pool, so we're in a good spot. But these guys, they all start with really low operations, at least the US ones do. So we don't have feints, we don't have set piece. So I'm going to get 1st Army, which I believe is the one that we use in the initial Normandy landing, and then 3rd Army comes up after that. So that'll do it for this video and for this conference. Next video we'll be doing the 2 remaining Mediterranean missions, and then they'll split off from there and we'll have some more at the next conference. And then the following video we'll get into Normandy. Alright, again, thanks for watching. See you on the next video.